Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Also on the Hill today, the Secretary of SmackDown's back for more. The game plan for Senate Democrats? Let Bessent speak as little as possible.
The wire transfer, and I think that's why there's a lot of people that actually do not trust and do not trust the president's actually looking at his best interest.
I guess you're saying that
I'm controlling the time here.
I'm
controlling that. You're not obeying the law. You're plundering U.S. taxpayer dollars.
You commit that you will.
I'm sorry.
Can you commit that you will not hold up?
He won't be sued if he doesn't drop interest rates.
And he
won't be criminally investigated.
The president also made a joke about you that I won't repeat, Senator Warren.
That was the
actually, I will. He said he had reservations.
You know, if this was a joke, why not just say so?
I think I would need a stiff drink if I had to deal with Elizabeth Warren after that. All right, so Liz Warren wanted to be the star of this show, but that flopped when she tried to catch Scotty B in a gotcha. Watch this.
Is affordability a hoax, a scam, or a con job?
Senator, it may be a bit nuanced for you, but what President Trump is referring to is the media saying that the affordability crisis was generated by this administration when it was you and President Biden who destroyed the buying power of the American people.
Boom shakalaka. Don't worry, he saved plenty of SmackDown for Chris Van Hollen, too.
All right, look, Mr. Secretary, you used to believe that tariffs would increase inflation and prices. Isn't that true?
I wrote that in a letter to my investors, but a year before, I also wrote that I thought Senator Warren would be the Democratic presidential nominee.
Okay. But,
so my
please,
predictions have been bad.
Please.
Have been bad.
Here to react, former Deputy Treasury Secretary Michael Faulkender and Unleash Prosperity co-founder Steve Moore. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Michael, I'll start with you. Okay, so you observed the Treasury Secretary there testifying. These are hearings. There's very little hearing going on, it seems to me. Everybody's just talking. You saw the blow-ups, okay? But you're an economist. You're a serious guy. Evaluate for us the Treasury Secretary's performance on the actual issues that should matter to the American public.
Yeah, the Secretary did a fantastic job reminding the American people that the reason that we have the affordability problems that we have today are because under Joe Biden, fully enforced by or fully voted for by all of those Democrats in the Congress, we got the Inflation Reduction Act that instead gave us 21% inflation. And it's under President Trump that we've brought inflation back down below 3%, and we're finally seeing increases in wages that are above any inflation number. So what Secretary Bessent was doing today was reminding the people why we had the inflation, that it was caused by Democrats. But of course, every time he would go there, the Democrats want to cut him off.
You know, Steve, I agree with what Michael just said, that the problems that we're seeing with the economy, it's because of 4 years under the Biden administration. But if you look at how the American people view it, a recent Fox poll showed that Democrats are up by 14 points on the issue of affordability. So why is that, and what can the Trump administration do about it?
Well, they better do something about it. By the way, Michael is exactly right that the economic statistics are so strong right now, and Scott Bessent has a great story to tell. I wish they would let him tell the story, but they never got to get word in edgewise. And Michael and I have both testified before Congress. It is not a fun experience to do that. But I'll simply tell you this, that, you know, right now, when you look at what's happened with wages and income growing faster than inflation over the last year, affordability is up and it's not down. It's just a fact that people have more affordability. Now, people are angry about the price of steak and they're angry about the housing prices, but many other things have actually been falling in price. So I think that's what Trump is going to have to do, especially in his State of the Union message, is just go through the facts of how well the economy is doing. And one other quick statistic to punctuate what Michael was saying, which is that 86% of the inflation that people are angry about happened under Biden, not Trump.
Well, we want to get to this, too, and maybe this has some connection to the cost of living issues. Tonight, the U.S. announcing a trade agreement with Argentina, the U.S. agreeing to eliminate more than 1,600 reciprocal tariffs on Argentine goods. President Javier Milei's government doing the same for more than 200 levies on American products. So, Michael, you know, Argentina and Javier Milei are clearly kind of one of the bright spots in Latin America right now. This is a free market guy. He's aligned with the U.S. Is this trade deal, is it a big deal, number one, for U.S. consumers? But number two, I'd say, is it indicative of what you expect more of in 2026 in terms of sort of cutting good deals with other countries on the trade front to really open up the spigots and get the economy flowing?
So absolutely, renegotiating our trade agreements, bringing reciprocity to them so that when our exporters try to sell goods abroad, they face the same conditions that foreign companies face when they come into the United States is absolutely critical. But as you suggested, it's a much broader issue. What Milei has done to Argentina should serve as a model for the Americas, for South America in particular. And so the president and the administration rewarding them for all of the reforms that they have been able to implement and thereby increase the relationships between the U.S. and Argentinian economies is critically important to both countries and should serve dividends as we seek to negotiate with the other South American countries.
You know, Steve, I want to get you in here real quick. We've probably got about 30 seconds here. You know, the whole point of the trade deals was because we felt, the United States and the Trump administration felt that we were being taken advantage of. That was the whole point of tariffs. Have we as Americans, are we coming out ahead when you look at some of these trade deals that are being reached? Are we winning?
You know, my friends at the Wall Street Journal had an editorial today saying, oh, look at the tariffs have gone up under Trump. And what they left out is, guess what? That the tariffs imposed on the United States, our manufacturers, our farmers, et cetera, have gone down. So we are getting a better deal. And that's one of the reasons we have the best economy in the industrialized world with 5% growth, because Trump's policies, trade, taxes, energy, and so on, are working so well for American businesses.
You know, unlike congressional hearings, we like to hear you guys speak. Thanks for being here today to give us your expert opinion.
Also, you can tell Steve's done TV before because I said 30 seconds and he nailed it.
Michael Faulkender, Steve Moore, good stuff, guys.